That's the social media corner. Things are happening in this world, man. Things are happening on the set as well, and I've been joined by two communicators from the NDC and the MPP, respectively. Adel Umar Ibrahim is from the National Communications Team of the National Democratic Congress, and seated next to him is Alfred Thompson, who's also a member of the National Communication Team of the New Patriotic Party. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. I missed the memo. I think everybody was supposed to be wearing blue. I took my green, but it's okay.
Funny enough, I actually picked up green this morning.
You picked up green this morning?
About it a couple of times.
Wear my blue.
Just wear my blue.
Alfred, what's up?
Blue is my color.
Blue is your color. Are you a Chelsea fan?
No.
Gentlemen, let's start. We have a tradition here. We always ask our panelists to tell us what's on their mind. So,
right.
I'll start with you first. Adele, what's on your mind this morning?
Kafui, first of all, a warm good morning. And to say a warm good morning to the National Chief Imam and my dad.
Okay.
My mom, it was Mother's Day just some few days back, and we'd just like to say thank you. Having said that, Kafui, it's actually difficult to wake up around this time, this day and age, without having to worry about the economy and the things that are basically going on. You sit in your vehicle. This morning when I was coming, I actually left. I had to leave the house very early, go to the office, do a few things, before I went back home to get ready and come. And through Circle, you see the people lining up on the streets, lying basically on the streets under the overpass light. You look at it and you feel like we've not really been helpful. And I'm not talking just, NDC, MPP. We basically have not been helpful enough. And the reasons, I would give you a scenario. It's the fact that what we're running in this country is pretty much like a family. So you have this man who has, say, 3 wives, 4 wives, 6 wives. He's passed away, but he left property. All these 5 wives have kids. We're looking for somebody to manage the property, to take care of everybody else. Whether it is the first wife, the second, the third, the fourth, we're just looking for one person to manage it, to take care of everybody else. First wife says, hey, I have 5 kids. Let's see, amongst my 5 kids, which one of you can actually represent? Second wife, third wife, it could be 1,000 wives. So the NDC, we did ours recently. We're a family. NDC, MPP, we're a family. Because every single property, every single wealth, same father, different mothers. That's the point I'm trying to make. So second wife says, I also have a child. They compete. They bring out somebody. At the end of the day, we all compete. We say, okay, because you're going to manage the properties for all of us. So when we empower, MPP should benefit. Everybody should benefit. It's not a one-sided thing, because here is the man who has wives and kids, and everything that he has is for everybody else. We say, because you would manage that, don't pay electricity. Don't pay a water bill. When you want to travel outside the country, we'll give you per diems. Just manage it. What we want from you is, give us roads, give us schools, create jobs. When you create the job, we will still work for you, pay us a little from whatever monies that you collect. Then we take what they give us for free. And then we say, it's my mom that is in the kitchen. It's my mom's, it's my mom says, it's my son that is actually handling. So it's just me and my kids, forgetting that there are other wives and there are other kids. And then we take what they give us, but we don't give back. It's not just, there are a lot of people out there that are struggling, and we have a responsibility, whether we like it or not. We have a responsibility. Regardless, we need to make sure that the people are okay. When you have a salary of 1,000 Ghana cedis, and you have electricity, you have water bill, you have to pay prepaid, you need to pay school fees. You don't go out buying motorcycles for your son. It's just ridiculous. It's all on my mind.
So on Adele's mind is a parable, and I'm sure you are beginning to plot who the thing people stuff. Can you break the parable down for us, or you just leave it and give
I want to believe everybody understands, but we'll go into it.
Okay, all right. So from a very cryptic sounding Adele to a smiling Alfred. Alfred, what's on your mind this morning?
I'll just say God, in his own wisdom, created us in his image. Is God smart? Yes. Is God lazy? No. You have to think outside the box? Yes. So if God has created you in his own image and he says, go out and do what I have to do, what do you need? You need to think. You need to work hard. You don't need to rest till you're on day, 7? After day 7. Then you can rest and say that, yes, I've done my bit.
Day 6.
Day 6. Going to the 7th day. The 7th day he rested. So, what I would say is that he's given us everything at our fingertips. You just have to use your mind. Don't sit. Don't wait for someone. Do it yourself.
That's on your mind?
Yeah.
Any interpretations?
What I'm just trying to say is that you shouldn't be lazy. Just go out and do it. You can make it. If someone has been able to do it, you can even make it better for yourself. If you are waiting for anyone, nobody will do it. And you'll be there and waiting in vain. It's for us to make the best out of our own world.
All right. My people are all speaking in parables, but it's okay. Yeah, we'll squeeze the juice out of them. That's why we are here now. 055-556-1034.
The juice is by you.
They are playing chess, man. These guys are playing chess with me. But they will not say, Charlie, we they play the chess.
I know, right?
Let's just flip through the headlines and then we'll see what our conversations are. Ghanaian Times, Birim North Galamsey pit collapses, 7 dead, 5 injured, many feared trapped. That's the big headline, front page of today's Ghanaian Times. Police hospital to bury 150 unclaimed bodies. Ooh, that is a serious number. PIAC decries poor quality work done. Use of APFA for projects in tertiary institutions. And Gihok distilleries workers have protested. Their 3 months salary arrears. They want their money. There's a third China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo that has been launched. And so more trade between Africa and China. The Finder, Charlie, the airport people, they gave him. Airport company locks out GRA task force. They said they were not alerted before the task force appeared. They locked them out. It's more on that. Dr. Koto pays homage to late SG Antor. Well, some person also had the nerve to impersonate the ex-CID boss for defrauding purposes and got 8 years as their reward in jail. The Publisher, John Mahama, chapter 2, 60 ministers, no ex gratia. Court orders side chick to hand over car from sugar daddy. We're not talking poultry farming, neither is Kiddy in the headlines, but you know this story is a big one. It's been on the minds of a lot of people for a while. So I'm sure we'll deal with that towards the end. The side chick issue. The bank and the side chick issues. But we'll deal with that later on. Let's what's on your mind right now for the headlines that we're talking about? Okay, let me start with Adele. Adele, your presidential candidate says 60 ministers, no ex gratia. How is he going to do it? Since some of these things are entrenched in the Constitution, we need to know the how. I was reading comment from Dr. Kofi Anwan, who says, listen, it's great, but we are tired of the promises. We want to know how it is going to be done. Talk to us.
Okay, so first off, Kafui, you know that the Constitution is not one that cannot be touched. We amend the Constitution almost every time, and when we want to amend, we can amend. When you have the numbers, you can do it. There has been situations with certain parts of the Constitution where you probably need 2/3, you know, in order for you to be able to do it. For this, you don't need 2/3. I doubt if you need 2/3. I'll basically just check and be sure of it. But even in the instances that we would have to get 2/3, we know we could do it. You know, we actually got some of them to actually vote for Bagbin. You know, we have our ways. Once it's in Parliament, we'll do it. So I know that he's not just saying it. Sometimes, Kafui, you would have to go through certain situations, sit back, re-look back, and I think that is where the NDC currently is right now. You know, having gone through 2012, from 2008, after we lost His Excellency, the former President Atta Mills, coming through 2012, 2016, losing power with that margin, the kind of goodwill they had, you know, it actually came back to tell us, okay, you know, perhaps we're not really listening too well, and perhaps there are certain things, even though we believed, you know, back then that we had actually done the best that we could. Perhaps there were certain things we could have done a bit differently. Now, this is what we're doing right now. This is what he's telling you right now. He's saying, look, I have re-looked at it. I think that we can do better than that. And I think some of the things we're also learning now is because of how the NPP has actually governed the past few years, 7 years into their government. And it's like, it's a hit for right now, for everybody right now. We used to think, oh, it was just us. But now they're also screaming, you know, never in the history of this country have we had a certain government have 80 members of parliament saying sack finance minister. Never. But you see, the other thing they also don't realize is that in as much as we did certain things wrong, something happened in 2020. And we're still learning. It's a learning process. And the former president keeps talking about these things because we're thinking of how to make things better, not just for the NDC, but how to make the entirety of the country better off. Something happened in 2020. You realize that after all the free SHS, after all the one district, one factory, one village, one dam, one blah, 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 900,000 votes for which they had, which was the difference between John Mahama and Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, dropped drastically. Aside that, from 169 seats in Parliament, they now came and they were begging for 138. You know, like, it came for the first time, one term, never happened. By the time the fourth, they had gotten to 2020, you know, it was obvious that the NDC had done something that was never done before. So we're going to do it. The details of it, I can't really tell as we speak, but I know that once it is something that has been planned and we can get it done, we can get it done. My brother said something earlier on. He said, oh, if somebody has been able to do it, you can do it before. You can also do it. Pretty much you can do whatever it is that you want to do. The former president has indicated we can change the constitution. We can work with the 60. It is possible. It is extremely possible. We can work with the 60 ministers. I think our last government, we did about 80 something. They went all the way to 100 and something. I think they dropped pretty much. They came back down. You know, so it is extremely possible. It can be done. And if you're saying it, pretty much all we're just praying. Kafui, look, we're praying that we come back to power and do something different. Before I land, I'll tell you something. I don't know if you remember, but in 20...
Is prayer your strategy?
No.
To come to power?
Listen.
No, buga.
Prayer is that one thing that finalizes everything. You and I know. Look, Kafui, of course, you and I know. I can decide to sit in the studio or go to the mosque and pray 24 hours in a day. That ain't going to put food on my table. But I can choose to walk out, like you said, and look for it. And then pray. So when I say...
Work and pray.
What? Work and pray, certainly. And we're working. We just finished our primaries. They actually thought it was going to get messy. It didn't. You know, we're waiting for this. You know, November, it will be. And then they go like, oh, John Mahama, he's talking too much. 60 ministers, blah, blah, blah. And he had undue advantage. That was why he won. If His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, assuming he lost 2020 elections, and decided that he wanted to contest again for the flag bearer seat for 2024, Thompson doesn't think he would have an undue advantage. He should. He was the president. He was the president. I'm coming.
No, you said who would have undue advantage?
Nana Akufo-Addo. Assuming, he wasn't paying attention. Assuming His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo had lost in 2020. He would have done one term, right? Yeah. Okay. Then he decides that, he wants to contest in 2024. Say Alan came up. Say whoever, Kennedy Japan came up. Nana Akufo-Addo also came up and said he wanted to contest. He would have some advantage. You know why? Because all these other people served under him. He was the president. He knows people want to meet him. People want to take pictures with him. People would just want to say, hey, look, I saw him. I gave him a handshake. This is what it is. How is that his fault? It is his fault that he was a president before. It is his fault that he worked for it, he earned it. And the man is saying, look, after everything that we've done, we've seen our mistakes. He's laying down to the people of Ghana what it is that if we come back, we're going to do.
So is he like repentant, or is now he's learned a few lessons and he's coming back to finish an agenda? What is the move?
Oh, Kafri, who doesn't get repentant? We all get repentant every day. If you really want to access yourself, you get repentant every day. We're not saying we're perfect. We're not saying we did everything right. We're saying we're better than them. That's what we're telling you. We're basically just telling you that, look, yes, we've made mistakes. Look, a political party. Okay, look, from even the family, 2 siblings, you would have issues. You would always have those things. People are running companies, they would have issues. Not always GTV, you would have issues. You would have arguments here and there. You would make mistakes. It's fine. The mistake is not the problem. It is how you correct the mistakes. That is what is important.
Let me bring in Alfred now. So I asked him for his bite on the 60 ministers, no ex gratia, and asked him about how he would do it. He says, well, they are working and praying to get into power. If they have a healthy majority, they can push things through. The constitution is not cast in stone like a tablet from Mount Sinai. You want to respond to anything he has?
I'll first of all say good morning. I didn't say my good mornings first.
Right.
I'll say good morning to you and to Omar. He's spoken a lot, and I'll respond to everything he said. I'll say good morning to my people of Central Region, especially Cape Coast. And to my lovely mom, Mrs. Nancy Thompson, I'll say good morning. To my dearest President and the Vice, Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia, I wish them the best in bringing back the economy on track. It's been difficult over the few months or years.
Are we off track
but
now?
I wouldn't say we are off track, but when I say bringing them back on track, what I mean is that making sure the people have what we promised them to give them. Definitely what we promised is not what is happening now because of what has happened over the few years, and we all know. And we've accepted it that yes, things went haywire a bit. There's a global economic crunch, and we are all facing it.
The argument is that the issue, the wahala, started even before COVID. But you are using COVID as
whether
a convenient excuse.
Whether it started before COVID, or it started after COVID, or it started during COVID, there is a global economic crunch now. And whatever you do, you are deep down in it. And you have to make sure you solve the problem. And you see, that is where you see a leader and you see someone who is just there. And that is what you are showing the Ghanaian people. That there is leadership and there is leadership.
Show us. Where is it?
We make sure that you come out of this successfully and help your people. And that is the reason why when we said that we are not going to IMF, we had to buy the bullet and go. That is one of the main reasons. Because we can decide that we won't go. The people will suffer, but we'll struggle and get out of it. But we said no. Now we need to support our people. We need to help them. We need to grow out of certain things. But we have to do it and do it well. And we are still doing it. We'll get there. Coming back to the main points. I talked about Mahama and the 60 ministers and the ex gratia that he said he will let the ministers sign a bond. Did he say he will let himself also sign a bond? Or I didn't hear that one. Because he said 60 ministers he was going to take. They will sign a bond that they wouldn't take ex gratia after that. But he didn't talk about himself. So let's put that on the bench for now.
Let's focus on what the man said, not what he didn't say.
Oh, what you say and what you don't say are inferences. You have to bring them all on board. You said you let the people who you are appointing sign ex gratia. You know why I'm saying that? Because this is a man, when they talked about ex gratia, he said the people were silly. That they told him that he should also refund his ex gratia. Have you forgotten? Few months ago, when the lawyer Kwebi, is it Kwebi or what lawyer? That lawyer that.
You want me to be your spell checker? What?
No, I think it's Kwebi. That's how they call him. Kwebu. Thank you. You see, I don't know the names well, so you've done well. Thank you for that. When lawyer Kwebu came out and said that, listen, you are talking about ex gratia. You have taken ex gratia. Why don't you at least refund the last one to prove to Ghanaians that yes, I'm someone when I come, I'll make sure that I don't take ex gratia. He said he's being silly. That's the word he used. He's being silly. Then you come and stand here and lie to us We know him. That old wine. There's nothing new. Where did he learn? Where did he learn all the mistakes? When he was in opposition? Or when he was sitting at the backbencher? My brother was talking about almost 1 million votes that has dropped to 500. You should go and check in the Fourth Republic. In the whole Fourth Republic, which president has been able to get half of what he gets in the first time? From President Rawlings, through President Kufuor, through President Mills, even Mahama when he was coming. You should go and check. So you can't say that because we dropped to about 500, we haven't done well. We've done exceedingly well. Yes, we lost MPs. Yes, we lost MPs.
But is that a good performance?
That is MP. There are MPs who didn't perform. That's the government, the main body that didn't perform. Is the MPs? They should go and answer, and definitely, and that's why they've lost 18. I mean, they've lost 17 MPs. No, they've lost 17 MPs now. We'll also lose some MPs in our primaries.
How many MPs did you lose from 2016 to 2020?
We lost about 30 something.
Is that a good number?
And I'm saying that now that they went for their primaries, they lost MPs. As for MP, you take it awful. You are acting or you are working with the people. That is why when I stood in Cape Coast, I performed better than the presidential candidate.
But have they really lost? And MPs are still sitting on the seat. They just will not.
But they have lost their bid to go for another term. They went and they lost their bid. That's what I'm saying.
So that's like 17. 17 is better than 30
No, I'm saying that we will also lose. MP has a personal relationship with your electorates.
Okay.
If you don't work and let your electorates love you, whether you are in government or you are not in government, they will decide to take you out.
But you also agree that MP is also riding on the record of whoever is in charge.
No.
They don't?
No.
MPs don't tie their fortunes to...
No.
So why do they put their pictures with the picture of...
Because you need sponsorship.
The
Sponsorship comes in.
It's a money issue.
Oh, sponsorship comes in. You need sponsorships from the main candidate.
If I were the presidential candidate and you were a parliamentary candidate and we were the
presidential candidate needs to perform in your constituency.
Okay.
You don't expect the MP to be sponsoring you, the presidential candidate. You are also promoting your presidential candidate. But that doesn't mean that automatically the presidential candidate will get. If anywhere you go and the president has performed more than the MP, it means that the MP is not performing or is not liked. Straight it.
Right.
So MPs...
So you don't believe the 60 ministers promise that Mr. Mahama is talking about, and then the revoking of the banking license is...
gibberish. It's gibberish. He's just making promises just to win elections.
Oh.
He's just making promises to win elections. What has he really done? What has he shown? Listen, revoking of how many the banking licenses? There are 81 microfinance institutions that under his watch, he looked at them to get rotten. What did he do for them? Did he give them their license back? Did he? But we came and we had to pay all these the schemes and all those things. We had to pay them. So is he telling me that under his watch, when they went bankrupt and he couldn't do anything about it, he couldn't even pay them? He told them that, oh, come, I'm giving you your license back to go and perform. Or I'm giving you more money like how I give the other banks. Or his specialized banks that he needed. Is that what he's trying to tell us?
If you don't...
So if you can't do that for at that time, now that you're in opposition, you are telling us that, oh, when you come, you make sure that you pay everyone. And then make sure that you give the license back. You think the license was just taken for because I don't like Kafui, so I'll take his license from him? Is that what he's saying? Let's be realistic.
If you think that he's not such a great candidate, why do you sound so emotionally invested in
emotionally invested how?
Yeah. I mean, for you, is he the most beatable of the NDC candidates?
We are happy he came.
Okay, why?
If you are going to fight, if you are going into a boxing ring and you know your opponent is so weak, would you be happy, or if they bring another opponent that you don't even know about? You've gone how many times? Twice or so, and you've beaten your opponent. And you know he's very weak, and you know all his weak points. And I've given you some right now. That the man can lie and lie on. I mean, he lies about everything.
These are really strong words, you know. I mean,
it's true.
Who lies?
It's true.
Name one lie.
Kafui.
Yeah, you said he lied, and I said they are strong words, but you say it's true. So you
Kafui, he said one lie is that he's going to restore this thing. He's going to take off end of ex gratia,
But how do you...
meanwhile, when they asked him about his ex gratia, he said it's silly.
No. Let's analyze that. You said the lie is that he's going to withdraw ex
He's
gratia.
going to withdraw his gratia, and
Yes,
meanwhile,
but
he didn't
gotten
add
there
his
yet. So
one.
how
He
is that-
didn't.
how is
He
that a
didn't.
lie?
He didn't add his name to it.
No,
I'm
you're
coming.
changing the
Let me
question.
put
Ask
there.
me
Let me
one
put
lie.
it. Yes, I'm putting it in perspective. He didn't add his name to it. He didn't tell us whether he was included. When they told him, when earlier on they had spoken to him about ex gratia, or he mentioned ex gratia, and they told him that, okay, show us that you can do it.
Alfred, you're setting a new question.
Which new
You
question?
said
You see, the
one
moment
lie.
you start
let me ask
interjecting,
the
you don't
question.
let me flow.
Let me ask the question again for you to hear. You said, I said, name one lie. You said one lie is that he says he's going to withdraw, he's going to take care of ex gratia. But the act hasn't happened yet. For now, it's a promise. How is a promise a lie?
We all know he wouldn't do it.
How is a promise a
We
lie?
all know he wouldn't do it. Everybody knows, unless you're not in Ghana, unless you don't know Mahama.
You know Muhammad?
Oh yes,
Okay, how well?
I know him as a politician, and I know what he says and what he doesn't do.
You still haven't answered my question.
Which question do you want to be answered?
You said he's lied about ex gratia, but the thing hasn't happened yet.
Okay, let me give you another example.
Okay, so you admit that was
Let me give you another example. No, I insist on what I'm saying, but let me give you another example. You come and tell us that you are going to withdraw, what do you call it? You are going to put on the bench the dual citizenship.
That was
thing.
something you said. Yeah.
Something you don't even know, or maybe you've lied about it because you've already seen that we've worked on it, and it's a parliament for approval. Then you come and stand there and lie to us openly.
What was the lie?
Something that is at parliament already.
What's the lie?
A man of his stature should know that this is at parliament and is getting approval. So why should you come and lie to us that when you will come and approve the dual citizenship, what do you call it? You come and propose and approve the dual citizenship thing for people to be able to, our brothers or in the diaspora should be able to come and work and stand as MPs.
But has the law been approved yet?
Isn't it at parliament?
What?
Isn't it at parliament? It's at the approval stage. Isn't it at parliament?
But there are so many bills that are at approval stage. that have not
Isn't
been
it
gone
at
in.
parliament? He doesn't even know it's at parliament.
How do you do this, Alfred?
If you know, you tell us that, oh, this thing has gone to parliament, it's gotten to this stage. But you say you're coming to do it.
I think you guys should just be relaxed, because if you think it's
Relaxed
a poor
about what?
candidate, then you shouldn't get worked
We are
up.
not worked up. We have our focus.
Okay, what's your focus? What's the
Our focus is to bring the economy back on track. Our focus is to make sure that every Ghanaian living everywhere is happy with what is the economic situation that has been brought back on track. And they'll be happy to vote for another MPP government.
Are you really? What surprises you about the economy right now? I mean, as a ruling government.
I told you that we have a global economic crunch. So things are not going as we ourselves even expected to go. Things are not going as we expected to go.
The man says you should start preparing your handing over notes.
That is what he's saying. Let him say it. He's living in a dream world. Kafi, the man is living in a dream world. He did that in 2020 and he's doing it again. He did that in 2020 and he's doing it again. Another thing he said, and I'm coming to that.
Would it surprise you if you lost December 7th?
I would be very surprised. Another thing he said,
What would surprise you?
when you
Because
look
sound
at,
very confident now.
he talked about the 5 million threshold that he's going to set up a committee to sit on it and look at it. You know that we have the CTRC, which actually was started by President Kufuor, and it was under his time that they approved that Central Tender Review Committee, and also a $1 million threshold that will go through the Central Review Committee at the various stages. That is the, what do you call it, MMDC stages. It goes through the MMDC. They have their also review committee.
So basically, he's saying that for any expenditure over 5 million, you will have to have some checks.
Though they are setting up a committee that will go through it and approve it, which is already being done.
And
so these are some of the lies I'm bringing out.
how is this a lie? If you're a president of Ghana, you have
If something
the
is
power
being
to set
done,
up anything.
if something is being done under 1 million, or at the threshold is 1 million, and you know that is being done, and you say you are going to do it 5 million,
Yeah. So how is that a lie?
because he says that in these things there is the tendency of, in procurement, there's a tendency of being corrupt.
Yeah.
So that is when he's moving to even 1 million. We have issues, and you are moving it to 5 million.
Oh, we have issues at 1 million.
Oh yes,
Really?
but
Like-
we all talk about it. We all talk about some of the issues. Now they are even setting up the is it GANAPS or GAFEX or something. That is a electronic listing that we've brought various CSOs on board, and they are working with it. So you come and tell us that you are going to do something different.
Well, if he comes and does the same thing as you,
the value is the same. The value is the same.
What does that mean? MPP is the same as NDC?
Oh, the value of Mahama. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. What has changed about him? Let's go to his voters register. He said they had a clean elections. Perfect. Maybe it's only the 8 people that were arrested. I believe they like the number 8 because you remember 2020 elections, they sent 8 people to be killed. And this time too, they've sent 8 people
those
to
are quite serious allegations, you know. Who sent who to be killed?
Didn't they tell their people to go and demonstrate or go and fight and they were killed? 8 people. Didn't they send them? Or you and I were not here when they sent them. They were telling their people to go out. Even in 2020, after the elections when he lost miserably, he was telling the people to go on the streets. Were we not informed? Did they not hear?
What's the evidence that they sent people out to go and behave?
Didn't Nana Oyelita go and give people food in front of Electoral Commission when they were demonstrating there? Let us not pretend that we don't know what happened.
No, I just want you to back up whatever you say.
I'm backing it up.
Yeah.
He told people to go. Their MPs even marched to Electoral Commission. Their MPs marched. Did they not do it? And you tell me that these people are the people who are bringing change? Let's be serious.
So Ghanaians should maintain MPP.
We have a serious country to run. We are not coming to joke with the country. Someone coming for only 4 years and come and tell me that hold me accountable. Hold you accountable for what? When you come in and walk out. You don't have another elections for you to be charged there and say that, okay, maybe unless maybe he wants to change the constitution, which was telling us that they have the MPs to change. He doesn't know that maybe they are, in the constitution you have entrenched clauses that will have to go through a referendum.
Yeah, but if you can increase numbers of regions from 10 to 16, which were entrenched,
it went through a referendum.
Why can't you? Yes, so probably the same thing can happen. Everybody has a right to do what they want based on their manifesto. So,
but listen,
promises are not lies.
Listen, at the moment, promises. As for promises, everyone gives.
Everyone can give them, yeah.
And you can give a promise that you know is a lie. You can see blatantly that this is a lie. And that is what he's doing.
It's a cool chop for you in December.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's a cool chop. We have to work. I told you from the beginning, we have to work. And we'll not sit down and rest. We'll work and work and work till we finished the 2020 elections.
All right, you're watching
2024 elections.
Go back in time.
I said 2024 elections.
So go back in time. 055556134. It's 8:03. I'm having political conversations here with Alfred and Adele, the two A-men. Adele, and anything you want to just quickly rebut or do something else?
Kafri, first off, let me just say this. You know, he indicated that they've brought the economy back on track.
And is that what I said?
Yeah, he said they are trying to bring it back.
They are trying to bring it back on track. Okay. So forgive me for that one.
Thank you.
Says economic crunch. Says, oh, why did we decide to go to the IMF? You know, all those things. We lost MPs, blah, blah, they lost MPs. See, you cannot eat your cake and have it. And I'll tell him why. Says, oh, we made a lot of promises. We made a lot of promises. His Excellency, the President, told us in this country, I am going to build for you 350 new, not old, new senior high schools while rehabilitating existing ones. Oh, was that a lie? It was, huh?
Then you finish. You want me to respond?
No.
Okay.
It's so not, you know, so you know what it is. You know, when I say that, I'm just, no, it's fine. So you can write it down, because I write it down.
Yeah.
350. Give me 10. 10. Don't go 20. Don't go 30. Give me 10. Here. He says, what did Muhammad do? What did Muhammad do? Hey, Onya, see, we left power with 122 billion. These are monies that were piled up right from the top all the way. What we actually borrowed was 80. With our 80, I can sit here and mention to you what we've done. Almina Fish Processing.
We started work on the Commander Sugar Factory. You came to meet it. You said, oh, you do it. Remember last 2021, he said, President said, oh, by May, you start seeing sugar. By May, you will start seeing sugar. Circle interchange. Ghana Maritime Hospital. UGMC Hospital. Dodowa District Hospitals. KJTIA Market. The airports. The interchanges. Now they're calling claim of Tema. The Tema project, the motorway project, the roundabout project, and they're taking claim of Pokwase. You came to meet the funds. I can mention Elmina Fish Processing. I can keep going. The railways. I can keep going. 80. Kafui. You've had what? 4 times more or 3 times more. We were drilling from 1 oil field. We gave you 2 more before we left. Oh, we said we had issues with Dumso. We had to try and fix it. So we said, oh, let's do something called Ameri. We brought in a plant. We came and worked it out. You said, oh, they didn't stop Dumso, but you come and you're shouting there's excess capacity. What does it mean to have excess capacity? What does it mean? What is excess capacity? It means you have excess. So you say, oh, they didn't solve it, but you have excess. This is what we did. We said, oh, Progressive Senior High School. They said, no, we have to do it now. You see, everything we've told them, they go and they come back to it. We said, you can do with less than 120 ministers. They eventually came back to it. We said, this free SHS you're doing, take your time. You'd have to reopen and then do a few things first. They come back to the same thing. We'll do it. Kafui, let me give you a scenario to make it easier for you. You have this space, and I always cite this example because it is not rocket science. And you don't need some extreme wisdom to be able to understand that. Kafui, you have this space. Say you want to do poultry. You visit them, they tell you, oh, what you need with this space is 40 fowls. If you do beyond 40 fowls, you're going to have issues. Diseases are going to break in, they will die, you'll have problems. So if you want to do more than 40, expand. Then you say, oh, I want to do 40. I want to do 120. Then we told you, if you want to do 120, expand. Open up the space. You said no. You want to start with a 120 in the 40 room. When they start dying, you would expand. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the level of thinking? This is you. You played with the lives of our children. They went to school. Recently, I saw one of the schools in the northern region where students were sleeping in the washroom. This is the lives of people you're playing with. Expand. You say, no, let's start the free SHS. Then now, when it hits you, say, oh, we'll do double track. You don't have the space. Take your time. You do things small. They just get up and then they go to town. We want to build National Cathedral. Hey, Uncle, everybody, National Cathedral. They're all going national. What is happening to National Cathedral? When you can't even afford books, textbooks for GSS. Who does that? Like when you sit there and think about it, who does this? So don't sit here and go like, oh, we're better. And Mahama, what has he done? He's done better than you. Give me 10. From scratch to finish.
I'll give you. I have all the list here.
No problem. Why? When you mention, we check.
Oh yeah, you can check easily.
Yes.
Who?
So it is not just about making the noise. One regional hospital, every regional hospital you can mention in this country has something to do with NDC. Every regional hospital. I'm like, what are people doing? And then you come and sit here and go like, Mahama is basically a liar. You know, what did he do? And blah, blah, blah. COVID. Why was it only Ghana got COVID got hit? Even COVID money. Kafui. Your people are sick. You don't have money. Your children are sick in the house. You're a father. You don't have money. I'm in the house struggling. My brother comes and says, oh, Adele, take this 100 Ghana cedis. Take your son to the hospital. Take care of him. I take the 100 Ghana cedis. I go and give it to my sister to go and buy trophy. COVID money for the lives of your people. You carry the COVID money and you give it to your MPs to go and campaign. Primaries. To an extent that someone comes and says, oh, even the one that was given to me, I actually gave it back to the party. I didn't use it. COVID money. The level of insensitivity. The level. And then you sit here comfortably and you go like, what has Muhammad done? Why? What has Nalado done?
Let's get a response from
Okay.
our friends. Where are the
He
schools?
said he wanted to see the schools. I'll show them to you. You can mention them one after another.
You
You see,
mention your
no,
schools.
you see what
Mention
we
them.
have
I'm sure
done
you will do this
within.
fact checking.
I'm doing my
Now,
research. I would appreciate if
go-
you can even send them to me.
Go to Keta South. You have Agblepui Aflao that was completed in 2022. You have Pusiga completed in 2021. Bia East. The names are very difficult to mention if you ask me.
No, but you can
But-
mention
Wait,
Schwarzenegger.
wait.
Mention the Ghanaian names.
Oh,
Mention the Ghanaian
Zulugu was 2017 in Binduri. We have 31 schools that we finished here
What
in
was
less
that?
than 4 years.
Okay.
You have 29 schools that you finished in your term of 8 years. What are you talking about?
Was the target 350? Or we can.
The 350 2012, yes, we said 350. We didn't get it in 2012. When we came, we said our target is to get a free education, free SHS going.
we moved away from
So
the
we
numbers.
moved and started a free SHS. But that doesn't mean that we are going to stop building schools.
How many schools have been built now?
Oh, several. I have
Several
200.
is not a number.
I'm coming. I have 124 schools, total number of schools
All built?
that in various stages of completion.
Which ones have been completed?
That's what I'm giving you the list. Now I have to go and update the list.
Okay.
These are handing over notes from Napo to even the new education minister,
Who's Napo?
the former minister for education.
Okay.
You see,
Prempeh.
so
Matthew
yes,
Poku
Matthew Poku Prempeh. So these are things that have been done. We won't come and sit here and yobo and I'm going to do this and I've done this. Master, we
Well-
are focused on helping the people, and that is what the mistake they made in 2020, and they are still regretting it and will still regret.
Let's talk- let's
that
talk-
the people will vote according to what they see in their various constituencies.
Okay. Let's talk about more promises. There's supposed to be 110 hospitals? Where are the hospitals?
And 111.
111. Where
They
are
are,
they?
they are in various stages of completion.
How many have been completed?
They are in various stages of completion.
You're not answering
They
my
are
question.
in various stages of completion. That is what I'm telling
No,
you.
I can't accept that answer.
Why wouldn't you accept
Because it's
that?
not a
Because I
number.
didn't know you were going to
Various-
talk about it. I would have brought the list.
Various.
I would have brought the
Is
list.
it Googleable? So my producer will just Google it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can bring you the
Where will
list
we get the numbers
next
from?
week.
Tell us
Next
where we
week
get the
from the
numbers
Ministry of Health. You can go there. They are working in tangent with the chief of staff on
Yes,
it.
there's the way you're going to say Binduri and all the others you could mention.
Oh, this
you don't
one
have a number,
I have the notes on everything on education.
but you don't have anything on health.
I have some notes on health,
Okay. So
and I'm telling you that they are in various stages of completion.
how many have been completed? 10?
I have to Google. I have to go into my notes and see. I can give you the various stages. I can go into my notes
What's
if you
the
give me
status of
time.
La General Hospital?
La General Hospital, I know, is going to be rebuilt.
That's a promise.
What happened
or a
was
lie?
that no, it's a promise. And
This
it's
is
going to
different.
happen.
When the MPP says it's a
It's
promise,
a promise. You asked me whether it's a promise or a lie, and I said it's a promise.
We have
You
to have,
asked
we
me
have-
a simple
Yeah,
question.
yeah, we have
No,
to
you
have-
asked me a simple question. Kafui,
So when
you
does
know,
a
don't
promise
play,
become a
don't
lie?
play, don't
When does a
play.
promise become a lie?
When someone who we know that all he does is to lie, he does in his life is lying. I don't see anything that he says serious.
So when will our hospital be built?
The Minister of Health would announce the time it will be built, but I know that funding has been secured for that, and it will be built soon. Yes.
From where?
Oh, I know funding has been done. Recently, they announced that they had some funding for
Don't give me
it.
details. Or
I won't give you details.
Really?
Oh yes.
But you don't think I deserve details? Or I
If
should
you
do my
want details,
snooping around?
if you want details, you know how to get it.
Okay. No, I just want to know whether you have the information.
I didn't know you asked me. I'll bring the details
I'm
here.
not the prophet. I don't know the question I'm
That
going
is
to
why.
ask you.
That is why I asked
Everything
you when I
happens
came in.
depending
Yeah.
on
So
whatever you're
when you
saying.
ask me certain
But you
things,
brought the
when you
numbers
ask
out.
me certain things, I'll tell you that I'll get you the details later.
Okay.
Because I won't come and sit here and lie.
Because you don't lie.
I won't lie about it.
Okay.
If it's not going to be done, I'll tell you it's not going to be done.
Okay.
The thing was a dead trap. The engineers, yes.
La hospital.
La hospital. The engineers came out and said that break this thing down. Otherwise, people will die. You wanted to see people die like how buildings were collapsed? When they are sitting at the hospital looking for this thing, their health care, and you come and tell us that you sat there and people died out of this? Is that what we want? And the government saw
Is it the truth,
the
yeah?
government saw the prudent need of bringing it down. Because it was a death trap. It was. You could see all the iron rods. You know, it's by the seaside. And it's been built for years. And you could see all the iron rods. The things were cracking down.
So is it part of the 111?
I know it's going to be built.
Okay. And for the
I
one,
don't know whether it's part of the 1-1.
I need to have.
I'll give you the details. The next time I come, I'll get everything and give you the details. I think I have it somewhere on my phone. I have to check. But I can give you the details. Maybe even before the end of this, I might get you the details.
When will the 1-1 be completed?
There are various stages of completion.
So by 2020.
You can't say all the 1-1 will be completed by 2025.
So
they'll be completed at different times.
Would that not be a
because I was passing through Ewuti Senya West, and I saw the 1-1 going on over there. And the stage it was at a good stage that you can say that maybe by next year it should be finished and handed over.
That will be one out of the 1-1.
That is the one I saw on my trip around.
Was that not an overly ambitious target?
You have an agenda. You spell out your agenda. You hope to achieve it. You are still working on it. You are not out of office yet.
Because you spoke about the cathedral, I also read that the cathedral was supposed to be inaugurated next year before.
No. I don't believe so.
6th March 2024 was the target.
I don't believe so. No.
What's the status of the cathedral right now?
We've all seen the states now. And we've all known that the what do you call them? The people in charge. What
the secretariat?
Not the secretariat, the governors or the
governing board.
Governing board, or is it governing board they call them? They have a name for them. Council. They've suspended work on it because people were asking about investigations into certain activities.
There's no money.
No, people were asking about investigations into certain activities. So they said they've suspended everything. They are going to do the investigations. They'll bring the report out for everybody to see.
Is it a millstone hanging around the neck of the MPP?
No.
This cathedral, is it a priority?
At the moment, our priority is to bring the economy back on track. At the moment, that is our priority.
Cathedral?
I said the economy. Cathedral is not economy.
Oh, really?
It's not the economy.
Okay, what is it?
At the moment, our priority is to bring the economy back on track.
So the cathedral...
And that is what we are doing.
Okay.
Our focus is to make sure that people have an enabling environment to work, and that's what the government is supposed to do.
Okay. So I understand the IMF money is coming soon, correct?
Hopefully by, I believe, Friday or so.
Oh, you have
hopefully.
a deadline on that?
Hopefully.
Okay.
I didn't say it's coming. I didn't say that's the deadline. I said hopefully, and that's why I used the word hopefully by Friday.
How will that impact me and you?
It's supposed to come and show our reserves. We've already
$600 million, right?
Even before the announcement of it, we've already heard about. We've seen the, stabilization of the dollar as against the cedi. We've seen what is happening. I think it's dropped to about 11 or so. It's still dropping. We hope that it will drop further. It helps in running your economy. It helps in bringing things down.
Are you running the economy on hope?
Did I say we were doing that on hope?
No, you said we hope things will drop. Why are you hoping? You should be sure.
But definitely it will drop. But I am telling you that hope because I'm not in a chair of finance.
Definitely what will drop? The exchange rate will drop?
Oh yes, it will go down.
Okay.
Once you have certain things stabilizing, you get your inflation coming down, you get so many things coming down.
Is it that there's reduced economic activity and the importers are not really active? Because when they start importing...
People are still importing.
Yes, but not
people are still importing.
Volumes
of
what
it will shock you. It will shock you to go to Makula right now and you see the number of activities going on there. You would think people are not, but seriously speaking, you wouldn't even have anywhere to pass. Yes. You have to park your car far away and walk.
When was the last time you went to Makula, Alfred?
Oh, I go there almost every week.
When was the last time you went?
I do my own shopping.
What did you buy?
Everything. Everything eatable. Everything eatable.
I want to go for my messages, but quick.
But don't be crossing me like that. When Adele is speaking, you give him the time to flow. When I'm speaking,
you're in government.
So you should be interjecting
my.
We need to know what is going
on.
If you give me the flow, everything will go on well.
When I ask you for figures, you don't tell me. You say it's various stage of population. What do you expect me to do?
You call. I come here. All of a sudden, you ask me about the hospitals.
No. It's not all of a sudden. We don't ambush you. We talk about the issues.
You ambush me.
We talk about school.
When you asked me about when you talked about the school, I picked it from my phone.
Okay, so let me go to the messages while you go and give me hospital.
I'll go and look for it.
Look for hospital.
I'll look for it.
All right.
Yes, I can look for it.
Okay.
Oh, seriously, I'll look for it.
Adele.
Briefly. Like a minute or two.
A minute. 30 seconds. Quickly.
A minute.
You are using your time.
Okay, very well. So, I can understand the difficulty. But you see,
Difficult in
when
what?
when I sit down and I think of the former president, you know, something always hits me. Look, the man is not perfect, but he's done certain things that has earned my respect. And Mary, when we said this issue, the man always wants to solve problems ahead. So no, let's bring in the plant. We brought in the plant. He said, we're not just going to bring in the plant. Let's save something small, you know, like energy sector level. Let's save something small to prevent future recurrences. We set up the ESLA. Before we left power, I think we had about 400 or 500 million. They've used it for a collateral. They've taken another loan with it. You know, somebody is thinking ahead. Say La General Hospital. I'll just end with that one. La General Hospital. When we wanted to build Ridge, we didn't break the old existing building. If you want to expand,
Do you want people to die out of
please,
this?
please.
If you want people to die, let us know.
Look, if you want to expand, if you brought in the right engineers, they will tell you that it is possible. What you do is that you probably create something temporal.
And are you an engineer?
Why? I'm into construction.
Are you an engineer?
I'm not an engineer, but I'm into construction.
Tell me what you are.
No, I'm into construction. Basically.
Thank you.
I'm not an engineer. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional engineer.
Everybody
But
can
I'm
do
telling.
construction.
Oh,
I was just checking. I was just checking.
bro, I'm saying that you could have broken a part of it, start building a new project.
But they did it.
They didn't. You just put everything down, and they're like, I don't know. It's just.
But listen, you paint the picture of the former president as, oh, Charlie, fantastic president. Why didn't he win 2020?
Oh, why?
2016.
2016.
When he did a fantastic job.
Please. Now that
Do you remember?
You're getting
No.
excited.
Do you remember?
Why didn't he win 2016?
Do you remember that cartoon before 2016?
Which one?
The one that His Excellency was driving this. It was a cartoon. He was driving a vehicle.
Aboboya.
Oh, wait, I'll call it whatever you want to. But he was driving a vehicle. People were shouting from outside, oh, let us drop, let us drop. Nanado was standing down there, oh, come, come, come. The people dropped from the car only to see crocodiles. That is where we are today. And they came back into the bus. We're saying we're coming back. The people are coming back into the bus.
Why did
he
he
lost.
Why did he lose?
Why? People. Listen,
Oh, why are you-
I told you.
I'm asking-
I told you,
I want to know
Kafi.
why
No,
you
but he.
You have the answers?
Yes,
You don't
I
have the
confirm.
answers?
Kafui.
I confirm.
Are you an NDC
I
guy?
confirm.
Kafui. Are you with me?
Have you forgotten?
Listen,
So soon.
the NDC did not say we did everything perfect. At the time, the people of Ghana felt that, no, what you're doing and where you're going, that is not where we want to go. We said, fine, it's not a problem. We went for an election, we lost the elections. They've seen them, they've tasted them. Their own people have tasted them. They're coming back.
How about 2020? What were the reasons?
2020 was obvious. Look at the number of seats they lost. It was obvious.
So he almost won.
Are you kidding me? Watch this, 2024. We're coming back.
Messages 0555561034. Please. Talking about cost of living. Now that dollar and fuel prices have reduced, why is Gasem and other cement companies, why are they not reducing their prices? We need answers. Cost of living. Okay, good morning, CAF. The visible lies Ghanaians can feel and see now are that of our president, God save Ghana from unscrupulous politicians, God bless all. Zamana King from SW Town. Good morning. These are messages. They said, why is the MPP lying all the time when they have an opportunity? Where are the so-called schools and the so-called hospitals? Well, we had a list of some of the schools. Alfred, you named about 30?
Yeah.
30 schools. 31 schools. Okay. Where is La General Hospital? He's told you that they've secured funding and to come up. We don't know when. How many years now? Bika. Ka is crab, right? Okay. CAF. The MPP is beating the bush and finding it difficult to answer a question because they know they haven't done anything. We, the people of Ghana, are waiting for them. Akliku Frederick. Good morning, CAF. The promise is there till God kill us or God no go kill us like that. Wishing your lovely bae a blessed birthday. Happy birthday, Nanaba Sego Olivia. Oli, I love you. Wow, when you say Oli, then it reminds me of my dad. That's how I used to call my mother, Oli. They are chilling somewhere right now. May they rest in peace. Good on Afadi. Good morning, CAF. I think suggesting that the two parties review their do's and don'ts and simply correct the mistakes, not for the political parties, but for Ghanaian citizens. Thank you very much. Good morning, GTV. Wish to thank the MPP government for fully completing the National Vaccination Center. I read that the center will take care of all virus and bacterial infection-related diseases. I wish the Agenda 111 hospitals that are at various stages of completion finish in time. We know we had a problem with the NDC when we were asking them how many of these schools, H blocks, they kept telling us various stages and we wanted numbers. We didn't get the numbers in the elections. We also want numbers. We want numbers.
I have it here.
The hospital report has dropped.
Yes.
How many hospitals have been completed?
I can't give you the total.
Look at
now,
that, Alfred.
I can give you the various stages of completion.
Look,
I can
I
mention
don't want
them.
to hear
I can mention them. I can mention one place. And
Which
tell
one
you
is
where
completed?
One is not fully completed. I haven't seen anyone that is fully completed.
Thank you.
But I can tell you that it's at
Tell me.
the highest stage of completion.
In terms of percentage, where are we?
Well, we have about 4 or 5 that are about 90%.
Okay.
We have some about 70, 80, 60, and the
What
rest.
number is some?
Oh, I have to do the tabulations here because it came as a raw. I have it as a raw data.
Pictures.
I have it as a raw
Okay,
data.
okay.
No, it has region by region, zone by zone.
So
and
you are
everything.
doing collation.
I have to put it together.
All right. Okay. All right. So one is almost done. Where? The one that is almost done. Where is it?
I'll give you the info.
Oh, no. We want to go and check it. That's
Yeah,
all.
I'll give you. I can give you anytime.
Like
I'll give you
now?
the info. Not now.
But you just told me that one is almost completed.
Almost.
Yes. Where is that
doesn't mean
almost?
And I said
completed?
I'll get it for you.
When?
Oh, this today I can even get it today for you.
After the show.
Yeah.
But not now.
I can get it for you now.
Okay.
That
All
one
right.
I can assure
All right.
you.
All right. Amos Akure. Good morning. I want the MPP man to mention the names of the new secondary school built in Pusiga and Binduri under the MPP. I believe the man is in the area. What's the name of the school? You mentioned it.
I have to go back. Let me see.
Yeah, he's going to be our man on the ground to go and check. Good morning, CAF. Even Honorable Dafel Makpo has confirmed that there's a hospital project going on in Kpeza in his constituency under the agenda.
You remember
111.
what Sam George said
Kpeza.
about his hospital?
Yes.
The 111 agenda 111.
Yes.
And how he was able to even lobby and get a contractor who is doing at 2 or 3 other places.
Okay. Is it complete,
And
though?
it's about, if I'm not joking, about 80%.
Okay. All right.
So that is even one I've given you.
Okay,
Nego
all right.
Pram.
Okay, Pram. Near the state of completion. Mr. Baumia said old cars and motors can be swapped for new ones. And there's the Sky Train. The MPP man cannot show us a dime in his central region. How much is inflation rate? How much is our CD to a dollar? CD to the dollar now is about 10.11?
Yeah.
11. Honestly speaking, JDM can sometimes be mischievous. How does he think Ghana will give him the chance to become president again? And then he says, we know all the hardships he brought on Ghanaians. So what makes him issue unnecessary warning to MPP government to write their handing over notes? MPP shall surely break the 8. Is that agenda still on? Break the 8, Alfred?
I have told you our focus now.
Mm-hmm.
Our focus is to bring the economy back on track.
Okay. So
And
the 8
that
is...
it will automatically happen.
So the break of the 8 is still on.
It will automatically happen.
What are you standing on with so much confidence?
Kafu, we are working. We are focused. We won't throw our hands in despair like NDC did. We didn't come and call you journalists to come and sit and tell you that red is white and white is red, so we can see it for us. We are working and people will see. Last 2 weeks, I was traveling to Volta region, and the guy I was going with was shocked that for the first time he's seen dual carriageway way into Volta region. Into Ho, and the roads have been fixed with about 8 roundabouts. It hadn't happened before. It's never, and you know. You are from there. Visit it and see. It's on ground. We are working.
You're telling me I don't go to my hometown.
I said you haven't been there.
How do you know that? How
Have you been there? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Because you are shocked. You haven't seen it.
No, I'm just wondering when you became the host of the show. That's
Go
why
through,
I'm not asking you any
go
questions.
through Teshinungwa. Look at how you are dwelling the road. See the work going on.
Yeah.
The overpass.
Ghanaians
Come through Spain Tex. What do you call it? East Legon.
Yeah, they are things
Go
are going
through
on.
UPSA.
Things are going on.
I'm telling you, just Accra, my environs.
Yeah. Are Ghanaians,
We are working.
Are Ghanaians seeing your work?
Oh, they would.
They would.
Trust me. Relax.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I'm telling you that our focus is to work. The rest of them can make noise. It's
dear.
not our problem.
Okay. Oh dear, what a debate. My different kind of question. Alaji is always asking different kinds of questions. How come NDC have 137 in Parliament and MPP 137 members as well? Is that the number now? What is the state of play in Parliament now?
You know, the MPP actually lost one of their...
One person passed.
Yeah, so
Yes.
137.
Okay.
We haven't had...
There's a by-election happening.
It's supposed to be a by-election.
Kumewu,
It hasn't
right?
been- Yeah,
Kumewu.
right.
It's on the 23rd of this
Is
month.
NDC taking part in this by-election?
Oh yeah, definitely.
will.
Okay.
We will.
All right. Okay. Good job for the MPP.
We are working. Work is going on.
Is it a good job?
We are working. Baswa will be buried on the 20th. Sunday we have a massive gathering exercise where everybody will be on board. Those who will talk. And after that, we move into the various homes and places to talk to them, because that's what we know how to do best, to convince them to go out and vote. And we believe that at the end of it all, we'll be crowned.
Are you feeling pressure from the NDC?
Not at all. We don't focus ourselves on the NDC. Even within them, listen, when President Mahama gave his victory speech,
You guys focus on President Mahama a lot, right?
And
You
Dufour,
don't
Dr.
think of
Dufour, I'm coming, and Dr. Dufour gave him what do you call him? A congratulatory message. Did you hear what Zedu Ketia said? You didn't hear? Or you are shocked about what Zedu Ketia said?
Well, you keep asking me these rhetorical questions. I don't know what to do with them.
Because you
answer your own question.
Because you know what is going on, but you refuse to tell the general public what is going on.
As you I know everything. So some of the things
Zedu Ketia stated that he should take his congratulations somewhere, but if he knew that the register was fraud, as he claimed, and as we all saw, by 53% margin of fraud register, he wouldn't have made the son stand in Afran Plains.
Okay. So
it tells you that even now there's still disunity.
But
we heard what
the
former Muttaka said. We heard what Muttaka said. Muttaka is saying that if President Mahama wants to win an election, he should call all 137 MPs and speak to them in smaller groups and try and reconcile with them. Because in politics, there's nothing like forgiving.
But he did say that he would spend, or the reason why this election happened early was that they would spend enough time to cover the wounds. And
which wounds? Oh, so they have wounds. I thought he said they didn't have wounds.
Did you listen to the
I thought they said they didn't have wounds. To listen to what?
No.
It's the same thing. It's the same old story.
You didn't listen?
No.
But you expect me to follow everything that you listen to?
Yes.
Because you're the host?
Not because I'm the host, but because you are asking me and I'm asking you.
You are just a great guy. Give me the apple. Where is the hospital apple?
Which one?
I
just closed. You asked me another question. I closed the place. Now I'm coming back to the. I can't go back.
Adele, wrap up for us. 30 seconds.
I would. It's a beautiful show.
It is a beautiful show. You guys are
I would love another opportunity.
Yes.
Because with him.
Yes.
And then we can
anytime.
We can
undercover low-key production.
We can actually
continue with the numbers.
We can finish
numbers
it.
game.
You understand? We can finish. It's not talk.
Yeah. Good idea. Next time we'll focus on a particular topic. We'll say health.
It's fine. Give us health. We come. Let's do it. It makes it beautiful. It doesn't make it clumsy.
Give us at least.
You could be a producer.
A day's this thing.
Yeah. We can talk. Yeah.
Kafui.
The
people are struggling. Things are bad. You've made hundreds, if not thousands, of promises. You're still making the promises. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Merci beaucoup.
You have received 3 times what we have received. And I say that if you look at what the monies have been used for, even if the IMF give them $7 billion, nothing will change.
Adele, Umar, Ibrahim, National Communication Team member, National Democratic Congress. Salam alaikum. Alfred, your 30 seconds or so.
I would implore on Ghanaians to work with us, to come on board. We are delivering. The others will throw dirty light that nothing is happening. People are seeing. In your own small corner, you know the things that are happening. I would say that you are not resting. We are working hard to make sure that we deliver. We have a mandate to the end of 2024, and we'll deliver for you to bring us back and tell us to continue. Because the alternative has never been perfect. The alternative has never been okay. The alternative is scary. But we believe in what we are doing. And we promise them that we'll deliver on whatever we promised that we'll do.
Mr. Alfred Thompson is a member of the National Communication Team of the New Patriotic Party, A&A, Alfred and Adele. My name is Kafui. Up next, conversations on various things, mining, boy child, and then the Mari Bowu Festival. I love it. Yeah, it's a new one. It's an old one, but it's new to me. All right, don't put me in trouble. OT Festival, OT. Mr. Martinez comes up next for the conversations on mining. Happy birthday to Echo Johnson of the GBC Training School. God richly bless you. You're wearing your white like your baby. Your wife just had a new baby. Congratulations. God bless. Happy birthday, Uncle. One love.